In this video, I'm going to show you how to modify the existing stock Photoshop element templates that I made. A popular template is the 3-strip, and this one here has some old-fashioned photo corners applied to it. If you wanted to get rid of those photo corners, you would go over to the Expert tab, which is up over here, and then bring up over here on the Layers tab all the different layers to it. Okay, so if you want to get rid of any layer like these photo corners, you would basically click on that and it will get rid of it. Okay, so let's turn it on and off. Now let's say you wanted to add a border of black or some other image color around the border. You would double click on this background layer and that converts it to a standard layer. Okay, you can't add any strokes to a background layer, that's why we need to convert it. So now it says layer 0. You click on layer up here, you go to layer style, and then you go to style settings. Okay, if you want to do a drop shadow around it, you see that little drop shadow that appears. You can make it bigger. You can make the opacity thicker. It's a very subtle effect. And then let's say you wanted to add a stroke around it. You click on stroke here, and you want the stroke on the outside. On the inside, it's going to look a little bit different, but typically you use the outside. And you can change the size of the stroke. Okay, so if you want to really crop in your photos and make some huge black border, you could do that. You can change the color of the stroke. So let's say you wanted to have it red. You can do that to make the stroke a different color. Okay. Now let's say you want to change the color of the background. Okay. You can do that by going over to your graphics here. And then we want to choose backgrounds. And then a lot of these backgrounds are actually stored on the internet, and Photoshop Elements queues them up as you need them. So I don't know how many there are. There's probably a few hundred, I would guess. Let's say you're doing an event with a blue theme. Okay, you can double click on this blue background here. Now the blue is going to be under your existing layer right here. Okay, so what you need to do is double click on this blue background and make it a layer. Hit OK. And then you want to take this layer mask, which defines where the holes are going to be, and drag it onto your layer 2. Okay, and then you want to delete this layer right here. Okay, so now you've just changed the background color of your Photoshop document. Okay, now the text is pretty easy to manipulate. You would choose the text tool over here, and then instead of having the generic mywebsite.com, you could delete it. I just use Control A on the keyboard and put in whatever, www.genericwebsite.com, and then you can put in your phone number. Okay. Now, this text doesn't stand out that clearly because the background is darker. So we're going to do the same thing and apply an effect to it. If we go to Layer, Layer Style, and then Style Settings, we can do a glow, which is, we'll choose an outer glow. The default is like a yellowish off-color white. I'm just going to change it to white, and then I'm going to make the opacity thicker and the size a little bit bigger. Okay. So if we zoom in on this text here, you can see that the white makes it pop a little bit better, and it's easier to read. There's other effects you can also do with text, like if suppose instead of making a glow around it, you just want to change the color of the text. You go over here to the text tool, and then you click on the color here, and you can do something like pink, okay? And that makes it stand out pretty well as well. You can make it bold, you can center it, all your typical text editing tools are there. So, let's zoom back out here. Let's say that we're happy with the way that this looks right now, and we want to save this to use in Photoshop, or not in Photoshop, in photobooth, social booth software, okay? So we click on File, and we do Save As, okay? It's really important when you save it as a PNG file, okay? That allows it to save the transparency, okay? And then you can keep the name, or you can rename it something different. I'm just going to put dash blue background here, okay? Now this needs to be saved in a specific spot on your computer. It's going to be under C drive, and then Program Files, x86, and then Photobooth Solutions is the next folder. Social Booth, assets, templates, okay, and then here's all your templates here. Okay, so here's your templates. You're going to click on Save here. Okay, so once you're in Social Booth, you want to choose a template that you've been working on. In this case, it's the 3-shot one right here. And then you want to choose on Edit, and you want to choose the background image here in this folder. And remember, it's very important to know where you save this. We save this under My Pictures, so we're going to go into Pictures here. And okay, so here's the file right here. Click on Open. And then if we go to Preview here, we're going to see that the file that we created is right there. Now, if you want to change it up, you can do it again in Photoshop. Thanks for watching.